there's a
right
restricted
there.
section of the university. You think the students never noticed who comes and goes?
It does not matter what you may have seen or heard before you graduate. Unidentified detected is beginning search. My concern. Oh, I see one of your residents has arrived. Come here. We need to discuss this ridiculous request of yours.
Well, back to the usual daily tedium.
The Overseer mentioned there would be more people coming. Assuming there even is a restricted section, and I am not verifying that, neither of you have Vaulted University credentials. Faculty and staff determine who goes where in this university, not former students.
I might be the only human being connected to this place that's still alive. My authority doesn't override yours?
No, it does not. And for the record, I was the dissenting opinion on fast-tracking your Overseer assignment. You are not pushing your way through me. There is one thing I need. A new graduating class. Unfortunately, your Overseer has already passed the final exam, but you could take it.
You mean the vault simulation? That's ridiculous. All the professors are gone. The vaults have already been assigned.
My programming dictates that this university's purpose is to produce graduates, and I intend to follow the rules. Unlike some people, the simulation will be run by the Mr. Happy janitorial staff. It is an experimental protocol, but you will find they are more than up to the task. Glad we agree. In this test scenario, your vault has divided into factions. You must resolve the conflict any way you see fit. Your chief of security will fill you in on the details. Good luck.
I'm not familiar with this test scenario. Professor Bott must have come up with it on his own.
Thought as much. Nothing there after.
Fugitive is attempting to evade capture. Pursuit.
You're the new Overseer? Heck of a boiling pot you're stepping into. Little tiff between the engineers and the med staff is ready to blow. There was a reactor leak. Kellerman, head engineer's apprentice, rushed in to fix it. Poor kid got a full dose of rads. That's not the worst of it. Dr. Loris, head of the medical team, refused to send in help. Quarantined the reactor area so nobody died trying to go in there. Head engineer Brass accused the doctor of murder. Then, a couple days later, people noticed that one of the doctor's assistants, Estella, was missing. Everyone thinks it's a revenge killing. An eye for an eye. I don't know, Overseer. There's no proof the head engineer did anything nefarious, but there's no proof he didn't do it either. It'll be up to you to sort out this mess. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. I'll be here if you need me, Overseer.
Overseer, I'm so glad you've stepped into this little mess of ours. I'm sure you'll resolve the matter swiftly. I'm afraid I can't really comply with that request, Overseer. The reactor is under quarantine. The radiation could kill you. No, I don't mean to be impertinent, but I can't in good conscience send you to certain death.
If this simulation is like...
How can I help?
There's probably a key in his office we can grab. Or just pick the lock on the reactor door.
Overseer, huh? We'll see. Not yet. Don't care what security says. Dr. Loris had no right to quarantine the reactor. Leaving Kellerman to die? Murder. That's all there is to it. I want justice, Overseer. No. Half this vault thinks he did the right thing. You do anything to him now, that split will turn violent. I want him exposed. Prove to everyone that he's the bad gear in this vault's engine. Loris put on a good show when he quarantined the reactor area. But what if more happened than folks remember? A few selective edits to the security recordings, and we can make sure everyone sees Loris for what he really is. Now, I can't just waltz into the security office. But you could, being the overseer and all. Just bring the holotape of... And...
I'm at your service, Overseer. I don't have a feud with Brass. He has a feud with me. I'm only doing my job, Overseer, looking out for the health of the vault. And I'm sorry to say that, in my medical opinion, the chief engineer is suffering from paranoia and revenge fixation. We can't let that fester. Simple. You can authorize me to place the head engineer under medical supervision. A combination of chems and therapy will do the rest. There might be some protest, but I think our combined authority will keep that to a minimum. Just just take my diagnosis over to the security team and say that you agree with my recommendations. Once any unpleasantness is dealt with, I can guarantee you that the vault will be back to peace and quiet in no time.
Did you have a question, Overseer? Delusional paranoia? I suppose his preoccupation with Kellerman's death has strained him to the breaking point. You sure you... By your order, Overseer. All right, Brass. The Overseer and I are taking you in.
That right?
You going to make this easy for everyone?
Don't think I will. No.
Anything I can do to help, just ask. Shame it had to end this way, but at least it's settled. Thank you for your help, Overseer. Vault's a better place because of you.
When I first did a vault simulation, there was a water emergency. Had to ration what little we had. Some people died. Riots happened. 76 had to go through either of these cases. But preparing for the worst is what being an overseer is.
Well, it appears you passed the test, barely exceeding my low expectations of you. Yes, I suppose we had a deal. You are officially a graduate of Vault-Tec University, entitled to access to all areas. Back down in the vault, simulation space is a maintenance area. It conceals a secondary room that I believe will have what you are looking for.
It was almost good to see you again, Professor Bott.
Yes, Overseer, I suppose it was. Seer, I suppose it was. Congratulations on one of your residents passing the program. You must be proud.
Actually, I am. Afraid I don't have my old cap and gown to share with you. Hopefully, what we'll find in the restricted room will... This is it. This area is the restricted wing.
Hostile target identified. Attention. Rescue down.
I'm not about to... Here, this has to be it. Let's see what they left behind.
Welcome, esteemed members of Congress and our armed services, to a very special Vault-Tec presentation. Gold. This rarefied metal has been the backbone of trade since time immemorial. And in the event of nuclear war, this precious resource will once again become invaluable to rebuilding America's economic future. That is why Vault-Tec has been commissioned to build a different and very real vault. Named for the atomic number of the metal it will guard, Vault 79 will be the new home for all of America's gold reserves. Fort Knox will secretly be retired and emptied. Its gold bullion transported to the new vault, where it will be safe behind Vault-Tec's top-of-the-line automated security. Biometric recognition to verify authorized personnel. Sophisticated laser grid fields to ward off intruders. And, in the unlikely event of a breach, military-grade defensive turret systems built in partnership with our friends at Robco. All of this, along with Vault-Tec's signature lead-lined containment walls, airtight construction, fusion-powered generators, and
automated manufacturing facilities. Vault 79, a golden future for the America we all know and love. Brought to you by Vault Tech.
For once, the rumor mill gets it right. There is a treasure in that vault. All of America's gold reserves. Even getting into the vault at all is gonna be a challenge, let alone dealing with that buffet line of intrusion countermeasures. But the reward? Put aside the base instinct of hoarding wealth. What could we do with a vault full of precious metals? Hear me out. What has gold always been used for in human history? Money. We could create our own currency, one with a legitimate authority backed by a real resource. No more barter or wild, unregulated proxies. It won't happen overnight, but one day we could have leverage to create a new economy. Property rights, taxes, laws. A government. We won't be able to do it alone. We need help. Even more importantly, we need people to buy in. To see that gold as their future. Fortunately, you just made contact with two large groups of people who both seem to have their own talents. Appalachia isn't just ours anymore. We need people whose talents aren't covered in the Vault Tech training manuals. Look, talk to them both. See if they can help us. We can plan more once we know what all our options are.
Looks like your little inoculation worked like a charm. We've established your usefulness, but don't mistake our gratitude for hospitality. Yet here you are. It tells me you're not here just to waste my time. You want something. And it must be important, else you wouldn't be barging in here like you run the place. Out with it. Well, if that don't pique my interest, please, go on. What exactly, pray tell, is inside this Vault 79?
Margie, Freddy, none of those groups survived.
This is a fascinating turn of events, ain't it? The things I could buy with that gold. You know, I heard rumors about it round here. Of course, the last sucker who tried to use the location of the trove as a bargaining chip is still dangling from a wire outside as we speak. Liars get wires, you dig? So let's pretend for a moment I don't believe you. What you got to convince me? Whoa, 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 whoa! Now hold on just a hot minute. I didn't say I wasn't interested. What's your deal? You got plans for this thing or what? Shit. You know I could just kill you and take this, right? You got a lot to learn before you can roll with us, 7-6.
Scorch better watch out now that I drank that inoculation shit. I'm gonna tear them to pieces.
Oh, I like the cut of your jib. Maybe there is hope for you. Toss it up on the board and let's see what you got here.
You drank that nasty crap for nothing?
Your overseer came through on the wide distribution over here. Guess we'll hold off on raiding that old nuke complaint. For now. Alright. Seems pretty legit. If I assume you're coming to me because we got the skills to get into this here vault. But you know, we ain't gonna do this out of the goodness of our hearts, baby doll. Oh, no. I'm gonna expect a significant cut of the goods inside. So we're gonna have ourselves an agreement here, see? I supply the people power. You supply the location. We all get inside, we nab the goods, you get a nice fair little cut, and we all make out like bandits, you dig? I don't know, 50% of whatever we take in? Now remember who's gonna do all the heavy lifting in there. If the treasure's half as good as you say, it should be more than enough to set you up for life. And if you impress me enough, maybe you get to roll with us. That is, long as you're cool with people calling you a raider. Damn straight it does. So, first things first. We gotta have a plan to crack that big-ass vault door wide open, right? Easy peasy, light and breezy. That's a job for Lucky Lou, our demo expert. If he can't explode it, then it ain't from this earth. Now, Lou can be a real shut-in, on account of his, skin condition. But I trust him more than just about anybody. Why don't you go see him in his room down below? Introduce yourself. Fill him in on the plan, then do whatever prep work he needs you to do, you dig? Right on, 7-6. Do your thing. Just try to keep this on the down low, alright? I don't want the entire camp knowing what's going on yet. Only tell who I say to tell, you dig? Come to think of it, I haven't seen Lou in a while.